Hungries.
We're dads.
And this is Dad vs. Dad podcast.
Where we bring in our petty issues and you bring...
Yeah!
Fuck, I was so close.
And you let us know if we're making mountains out of molehills.
Oh, you were waiting. You were on the verge. You were
You
like
were gonna
pushing
blow
me
it.
off that cliff. Hey,
Out of the way, Cliffy.
Cliff
Alright.
Burton. Oh, you knew Metallica's sick. Have you listened yet?
I did listen to that song. It was pretty good. It did remind me, like, Death Magnetic. Very thrashy.
Yeah, okay. But it's got that Kill 'Em All vibe. Like,
Yeah, well, probably a bit more refined than Kill 'Em All. Kill 'Em All is pretty messy.
it is, but
yeah.
as far as like thrashy goes.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on.
So maybe more like Master of Puppets.
Oh, it's
Anyway.
a good album.
Anyway.
Hey,
What a week. What a week. In case you can't tell, this is obviously a pre-recorded episode.
I did change my
Recorded
shirt,
in
though.
advance. I didn't change my shirt. I don't have my moustache, which will be back next episode.
I tried to like do my hair differently.
Yeah.
Be sad kid for a day.
Yeah, so you're like different. They're like, oh, this must be a different episode. This must be recorded later. Kevin looks different. I'm like, whoa. Jeremy shaved again.
That 5 o'clock shadow is like perfect. All right. In which case,
Oh, we have to paper, scissors, rock to see who goes first. Unless you got a more interesting game.
no, it's definitely a paper scissors rock because I feel like there's a psychology behind it now. Oh shit!
Yeah, okay.
All right. Yes, because
Okay.
I knew that you were.
Colleging. Always go rock. Always.
Always.
All right, off you go then.
All right. My first mountain are coughs.
Oh, cops.
Did you believe that was a real cough?
No.
Good.
I know a real cough when I see one.
That wasn't it.
Why mountains though? Because I
No.
think coughs are good.
Why do you think? What?
No, tell
all
me
right,
why they're a problem first.
Okay, so they're really abrupt. It's a scary noise sometimes.
Can be scary, yeah.
Yeah. They're really like intrusive. Like, whoa. Think I just cough?
Yeah.
Is it COVID?
Yeah.
You know, they are really scary since the pandemic. You know, they are. That's the thing about them. And everyone feels the same about them. Sorry, I'm reading from notes. Yes, I did write notes. I
No,
always
not
write
everyone
notes.
feels the same about them. I think they're good. I hate having to cough. I hate being in a situation where I have to cough. But I'm so glad that my body's capable of coughing so I can clear out whatever garbage is caught in my throat that's making me cough.
Yeah,
You
but-
ever have those like dry throats that no matter how much water you have, still dry, makes you cough. If
Yeah.
you weren't coughing, you'd probably just die instead.
But
There's no way,
okay,
it's kind of like scratching that itch.
have you ever had that moment where you're like, oh, kind of got an itchy throat, but what if I cough? And like, you're on public transport or you're in a spot where it's like, whoa, this isn't the right place to be doing that. People are afraid of this now. So all of a sudden you're trying to suppress this, which just builds up this like anxious cough. It's
Yeah.
and you try to do that for half an hour, which is way worse than...
But yeah, I at work the other day, serving a customer.
Yeah.
I had either really bad hay fever or COVID. One or the other.
Yeah.
So like, and there was a few customers there. I thought this couple were together.
Yeah.
So I put the first person through, really trying to suppress. I'm like, I'm sorry, I have really bad hay fever. Doing all this stuff,
Yeah.
processing all this stuff and everything. It takes a while in my work. Okay. And then, okay, finally done. I can finally, here you go, off you go. And so, okay, good, I'm done with that. There's no more customers. I can go and have a good cough. And the person behind her comes up. I'm next. Oh my God. But they clearly knew each other. So I thought they were just like together and they'd leave together.
They were
But no,
probably...
they weren't. And so I had to help the next person after like already almost dying. And so now I have to die again, even further into death. And then after I was done with that, I had the biggest coughing
That-
fit out the back.
That suppressing cough is worse than the cough itself.
Yeah, it is. See, not coughing, that's a mountain. So, like, and I had like the tears all through my, like, I was a mess trying to suppress this coughing. I'm drinking so much water too.
Yeah. It's the worst. And you're right, because it's that moment when you do need to cough
Yeah.
and you can't cough.
See?
But
You
is it,
don't long for something that's a mountain. You don't like, I really want to cough. Like, you really want to cough. You want to. You want to. And coughing's not a mountain.
So-
Great. You need to cough.
when I was doing Star Rats, I'd do all like my screaming at band prac, and the next day I'd just like lose my throat. I was a smoker. I was coughing all the time.
Yeah.
Just always, but as well, because I was smoking, my throat was always in repair mode. It was always like, whoa, dude, settle down. But the amount of times that I got bronchitis and stuff was horrible. Like, I'd go to work and, I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just, I'd always be coughing.
Yeah. As you should be as a human being.
Well,
It's a good thing to be able to do.
But I had to take so much time off work because of that. But like, since quitting smoking, I was still trying to scream, and it was worse. It was bad, and it actually ruined my singing voice for ages.
Yeah.
Because I think I got like those, they call them like nodes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like blisters on your vocal cords.
Oh.
Horrible. Because so vocal cords are like two elastic bands like this. If you don't stretch them out or warm them in, they're just like,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's danger.
Yep.
So I was always coughing.
Okay. So your molehill was coughing. Is that all you got on it?
I feel like I might change it to not coughing.
You can't now.
Well, I
Too
feel
late.
like no, because okay, well, it's the fear of people coughing, and that's why it's a problem not to cough, and that's why people don't cough. Not coughing is the issue, but it's because coughing is a
That's
mountain.
coughing. You just didn't sell us on it.
No,
Yep. There's a molehill. Coughing.
look.
Coughing. You can't back out now. When you say my
You're
mountain
right.
is X,
My mountain is coughing.
to it. Yeah.
Coughs.
nice molehill.
Did I say coughing or did I say coughs at the start?
Can't remember.
Rewind.
It's one of those, but I'll put it in the vote thing.
Bloody
Whatever
better.
that is.
Well, I'm going to have to remember at the end. All right, go.
Okay. Picture this. Bright sunny day.
Yeah.
You wake up. Oh, shit. Worst day of my life. A wedding day.
Your wedding day or
A wedding day.
a wedding? Okay,
A
someone's wedding.
day. I mean, I had a wedding.
Yeah.
It was great. I really actually enjoyed that day. It was a very good day.
I had the best high five with your brother-in-law.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had a great high five with him, too.
Yeah, it echoed for days. It was-
Wait, did you do it under the dome thing?
yeah,
Yeah, well, that's a special... That thing, it's like a acoustic thing. I guess.
he's a good dude, that man.
Yeah, he is a good
Yeah.
dude. Anyway, derailed. Weddings are a mountain. Did you know 100% of weddings end in either death or divorce? Things that end in death can't be a good thing. Anyway, 60% of those end in divorce.
Okay.
60%.
60% is too high.
What is the point of all of these weddings when 60% of them are ending anyway? And the average cost of a wedding in Australia, average, $33,000.
That's
That's a lot. And
But is that that's an average that's built up by rich wigs who are like,
not just which wigs. I mean, like, if you budget the shit out of everything and try and cut corners everywhere you can, you might get away with like a $10,000 wedding.
yeah, it's wild.
Thing is, like, everything adds up a lot, and there's a wedding tax on a lot of these things. Like the venue, here's the average cost of some of the things. Venue, $13,000.
Yep.
Dress, $2,000. Catering, $4,500,
Yeah.
and so on and so forth. Videography, $2,500,
Yeah, I was going to say, geez.
and photography and all that. It all adds up and it costs a fortune. And those businesses, a lot of them do mark up a lot if you mention it's for a wedding. You say, oh yeah, I want photography for my anniversary. Way cheaper than if you say I want photography for my wedding anniversary, for my marriage,
Yeah.
for my wedding. It's
I gotta find out a statistic as well.
in some cases it can be double what they would charge normally, and that's all of them. For cakes, the venue, everything. If they find out it's for a wedding, they're like, oh, there is a wedding surcharge or whatever on top of that they'll bust out on you.
You know what's crazy?
What?
So yeah, there's everyone. You mention wedding at any venue, they're like, get an extra book. Oh, this has like the $1,000 extra on everything.
Yeah.
Like that cake that was $300, $1,300.
Yeah.
So the second highest cause of divorces is money related.
Yeah.
So debts. So couples with $50,000 plus in debts is generally the highest cause of divorce in marriages.
Yeah.
So just by getting married at the expense of marriage is a high reason that you will not last.
Yeah, that expense is probably...
And you know what? That's like, hey, we're going to do this together. Let's put all this debt together. And this relationship we've had for the last however long, we've never had this before.
Yeah.
This is the biggest issue in our relationship now.
Yeah, it's this new debt. That's all you get. Because that's exactly right. Like the day after the wedding, you're married now, you've got new titles. The same. It's the exact same, but you're the same two people. Your relationship is exactly the same. It doesn't fix anything or change anything or whatever.
Money
You're
causes stress.
You're the same two people, but now you have a massive debt over your head.
Yeah.
Which, probably why the divorce happens.
It makes sense. But also, well, I'll let you finish with your thing before I go into Kevin tangents.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And then, having to go to them, they are almost always just the most boring events on the planet. Sitting there watching these two wankers up there just have to tell, we just have to tell everyone on the entire planet how much we love each other.
I don't think I've been to too many weddings. Okay.
Like mine was great.
Yours was great. See, I've only gone to good weddings. So I went to my mate Stu's wedding and I was asked to play guitar for them.
Yeah.
And I learned a version of Can't Help Falling in Love with You.
Yeah.
Love that song. Hate Elvis, right?
You like him.
I might come around. So, so I ended up playing that, like an acoustic version, while they walked down. And then for their first dance, I had to sing it as well.
Okay.
And then, coincidentally, the best man at that wedding, part of his speech was the lyrics from that song. I'm like, man, this just tied in. We didn't even have the conversation. It was just like a theme of the thing. Just worked. That wedding was incredible. Like, I was drinking with brothers, dads, family members. It was, that was a fantastic day. And that was the weekend right before Canberra went on lockdown for COVID. So, to me, that was a significant day because that was the last of good things before the changes.
Yeah.
Weddings are great.
No, they're awful. They're mostly awful.
I'm a softie.
Like, they can be okay. And often the parties afterwards are awful sometimes. Unless you've got a run at the bar, which we didn't have. You guys all had to pay for your own drinks.
Yeah,
we had a tab for ourselves. You guys, screwed. You got to
which is fine.
do it yourself.
You know what? That's fine. This day and age.
Especially if it's like a location wedding or something. You got to go somewhere. I didn't want to waste my going on a holiday going to, Bali for you guys' wedding.
Well, look, I don't mind weddings. I like weddings. I don't like marriage. I think the meaning behind marriage is insignificant. Back in the old days when they would have like a dowry that they'd have to pay, and it's like, my daughter is worth this much. You will pay that much and I will give you that.
Yeah.
It was a trade-off, and even like significant name titles and things like that.
And ways of combining families and all that. It's not.
There was a lot of meaning behind it in that stage.
Yeah.
But not being a religious person now, and the sanctity of marriage not meaning what it does, it's just like whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been married. I did think about it, and then I thought about the debts and everything else involved, and I thought, well,
the thing is, you can just buy each other rings.
Yeah.
And like de facto laws and stuff in Australia, it's like you're basically married if you live together for long enough.
Well, yeah.
It's like, it's silly. It's so pointless. There's really no reason to.
Yeah, okay, I agree. No, I don't. I really like weddings. Weddings are fantastic.
You can have parties for other things. Have a big birthday.
You don't have an emotional connection to many things.
Some things, right?
So to me, it's like you go to a wedding and it's very special.
Yeah.
It's time for people to get together. It's sharing that moment with people because they want to share that moment together with people.
I dread when I see that invite. Oh, shit.
Really?
Save the date, whatever. Like, I don't want to.
I don't understand like engagement parties and everything else going before it. Actually, no, I went to Queensland for an engagement party and that was all right.
Yeah. Bucks nights are great.
Oi, best.
I had 2 of them.
No,
Did you go to both of them or just one of them?
just one of them. Because you went to the naughty one and the good one.
Yeah.
Oh, the good one was great.
Yeah.
Shot that in the nuts
Yeah.
with the arrow thing. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a crazy
Good
fun weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. Anyway, weddings. Boo. They are.
We're gonna
we
get
don't
some.
need them.
We're gonna get some really angry, sad, lonely people voting that up.
I hope so. No, you can be happy and in a relationship and vote it up.
I don't think weddings are the issue. I think marriage is the issue.
Well, but marriage is part of it.
It's pointless.
It's
a pointless
without the
ceremony.
wedding, you don't have a marriage.
Yeah.
The marriage is part of it. And they all in divorce, all of them.
I don't know. Well, a
Or
lot of them.
death. One of those 2 things is how they end.
That's so fun. The fact that it's either divorce or death.
Yeah. That's the only way you can get this person out of your life.
Yeah. But yeah.
Anyway,
All
what's your mountain?
All right, so this one's in for a wild ride.
Oh,
Now, we've talked about disliking protests and everything. And the reason I believe protests are horrible is because of this mountain of an issue. Protests can be meaningful.
no.
Okay. My mountain is extremists.
Yeah.
These are the people who take it too far. These are the guys who ruin
Go the
everything.
extra mile.
Yeah, they go the extra mile. And I want to give an example.
Yeah.
So the convoy to Canberra. Now, for Canberrans, it was like, what are you doing here? This is dumb.
Yeah.
All these peaceful protesters beeping their horns, doing all that stuff.
It was dumb because they were protesting things that aren't in Canberra. Like the things they were against. We don't have that here. Like,
So-
we didn't have the things that they were against here.
And look, they had their own reasons. I'm fine for that, whatever. It was an inconvenience. But the issue that I had was there was a YouTube clip of a guy who got onto the stand and started talking about bombing Parliament or something. It was,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
And it was like, whoa, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Why? And to be fair, a lot of the other guys came up after
Yeah.
him going, if that's what we're doing here, I'm out. We're not doing that.
Most of them were very against the bombing thing. So yeah, that guy was an extremist.
But there
he
were
made
people-
that fun, wholesome group look bad.
Well, a lot of them made it look bad.
Because they weren't extremists. They were just
They
regular
weren't extremists,
protesters. They
no.
were just
Inconvenience.
extremists in that group.
But what is considered violent extremists are using it as a form of terror or intimidation. So a lot of the riots that took place because of the lockdowns and everything were the people who were standing in front and raging.
Yeah.
Like they were the issues. There were people walking around with masks on and there were assholes, why you got a mask on? Like, if your peaceful protest is about your freedom, stop being a wanker to others.
Yeah.
That's the issue. So, vegans.
They are extremists.
They
you
are-
can't bring them. That's, yeah, okay.
I
They aren't necessarily extremists. I don't think you should bring them in right now.
no, I'm going to.
No, it's pointless. They're not extremists. It's not like an extreme situation to choose to not eat animal
It's
products.
not. You're right.
It's not extremists.
I'm not done.
Okay.
Shut your face. I actually stand for what vegans believe because I think it is like I'm not an environmentalist or I care about this or that or whatever.
Then you have no reason to support them or believe in what they stand for.
But I do. I don't know. I've got this. Maybe it's a tin hat theory, right? But let me tangent off.
Right.
So the idea of like meat being available for certain people and then it uses up this much and then the greenhouse gases from cows and this and that and we're killing off animals and blah, 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 blah. Like, okay, we are doing damage to the earth by what we're doing, but at the same time, it's like, well, maybe not everyone should be eating meat. Not everyone. Like, there's obviously different body types. There's
more meat for us if they're not eating the meat.
right. So it's like, well, so there should be certain people who are eating meat because that's their body type. That's how they function. That's what benefits them the
And
most.
it's the most delicious.
Then yes, absolutely.
That's the most important part.
But then there's other people who are like, oh, I just want to be vegetarian. And they'll still eat cheese and eggs and stuff. And then vegans are like, well, none for me. No thanks. I don't eat anything that casts a shadow.
Vegans are wasteful. It's extremely wasteful. We've got all these animals pissing out all these fluids we can eat. Why not eat them?
So
vegetarians, they're okay. Because they're like, well, the animals, they lay eggs
I'll eat
all
a
the
cheese.
time.
Yeah.
They're going to lay eggs. Whatever. We better do something with them. So a snake's going to eat them.
So vegans are fine.
No,
It's the
vegetarians
extremists.
are fine.
No. Vegans who go into stores and pour out milk.
Oh, the ones who went to like the farms and things and tried to let all the
Yeah.
animals free and all that kind of thing.
PETA, you know.
They tie themselves to saws and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
No, Peter's the worst.
It's extremists. It's the people who put themselves in crazy situations or intimidate others, or it's not a peaceful protest at that stage because you're destroying property or you're causing a scene or an outrage or it's uncomfortable. You're not, hey, this is what I'm speaking up for. This is like, I'm a wanker!
Yeah.
Pouring milk out. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. It's
not to
awful.
mention like racism and everything else, you know, whatever.
There used to be this Facebook group, PETA, you know, PETA, and it's got like that rabbit silhouette kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was people for the eating of tasty animals, and it had like a bite out of the back of the rabbit. It's great.
So, it's,
Yeah, and they're terrorists.
but there's
And
extremists.
anyone can be a terrorist. They
Well-
do come from everywhere. In Burma, they have terrorist Buddhists. Like you see, like you know, Buddhists, they seem like the most peaceful,
They're
peace-loving
meant to
people
be. That's the idea.
ever. In Burma, they go around like shooting people in the head and stuff. They're like fully not all Buddhists, not
course,
all
of course.
Buddhists in Burma, but there are extremist sects of Buddhism.
See,
that
that's
are
insane.
doing crazy. Yeah, because you wouldn't expect it from them.
But that's a religious extremist, right?
Yeah, and there
So-
are all sorts of religious extremists.
Well, there's all sorts of religious extremists. There's bloody extremists in the metal community.
Atheist extremists. 4chan extremists.
Oh, those guys. Those guys are
Shit
sick.
at schools and stuff.
Oh.
But
Oi,
then they're the
oi.
extremists. There are just chill people on those websites who are just like having a laugh,
It's
sharing a funny meme.
well, that's the idea. Like, it's people who go, they say, right, I'm going to do more about it,
Yeah.
and cause problems for other people. It's that. I think it's a lack of self-awareness.
Maybe we need extremists in some things to elicit change in society.
The
Without extremists, you wouldn't have like revolts in whatever you call it.
when have you ever?
When they take out a horrible leader and then they install a new leader and then things are just as bad as they ever were.
When have you ever gotten what you want by screaming and stamping your feet?
Me personally, never.
Never.
I don't do it a lot though.
No. And Mum always had this thing. Once I've said no, it's no. Like, I'm not changing my mind.
Yeah.
She was very good at that. And the more she said it, I believed it.
Yeah, I'm real good at that.
I try.
I didn't even remember that. But yeah, I'm always okay. If I say no, even if it was like accidentally, like Vera asks, like, can I do this thing? Like, no. I'm like, oh, actually, that would be a cool thing to do and keep her busy. And all this. Like, but I've already said no. So I've got to find something similar or make a scenario where, yes, you can do that.
Yeah, okay. I'm not very good at that. I'm like, you know what? Why am I saying no? Yes.
Yeah, I don't.
Damn, I changed it. And that's why they keep
Yeah.
saying it. Okay, yeah, rat bags. So, no. The idea is extremists are not getting what they want, so they intimidate or pressure others into doing it.
Yeah, they have to go against what society or what
What is
Structure.
acceptable?
to break out of whatever, to try and make change. Like I love the protesters who glue themselves to things. Like, you idiot. Like in Germany recently, these climate protests, there was like a big orchestra thing going on.
Yeah.
And there's this big stand in front of the conductor that he stands behind. They glued themselves to that. But that comes out. So they just took that out and took the guys backstage. So good.
And what an idiot. How would you feel being like, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I think even in Canberra there were people who went and glued themselves to tables.
It's like pavement as well, I think. So dumb.
You look...
I do love the protests and like, I'm going to hurt myself. Fuck yeah. Do it. Do it. Put yourself in pain. I'm going to go and eat a burger and drive my V8 around.
Although the one that was scary was back in like the John Howard days when they were turning around the boats and they were refusing people coming in. The people on there were so desperate that they started throwing their children overboard. That is terrifying. That's when it's like, whoa, this is extreme.
Yeah.
That's I think as well, it's like, at what stage is extremist okay?
And you also got, were they throwing their own kids or other people's kids?
No, their kids.
No, but was it? You don't know. You don't know.
Give me that baby.
Yeah, give me your kid. Chuck him.
Let us in or else. If it was, okay, but it could be a mother being like, your life is safer in sea than it is with me.
Yeah. What a dumb mother.
Oh, what a...
God, mothers are dumb sometimes.
But at the same time, like asylum seekers, God, I'm not even going to go there. That's too dark of a topic for this.
Yeah, they are extreme. You picked a dark topic. Extremists. This petty issue. Extremists. Terrorists and stuff.
How about it? Now, if you vote that down, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
All right,
now,
go.
let's bring in a real issue.
Oh, that's not.
This is one that shouldn't be around anymore. It shouldn't be. We have the technology to work around it. Some places do take advantage of it, but not everywhere. Being on hold. How are we in the world, in a society, still being on hold? Ever, anywhere. Like, there are a lot of places you can call... You're 1000th in queue. Would you like us to call you back? Press hash and we'll call the thing back when you're in the spot. And like, yeah, okay, cool. Hold my spot. Cool, they call you back. Some phones have a feature waiting on hold for me. And then when the person picks up, I don't know what happens. But and some companies refuse to work with that. I've heard about people like when they get through the being on hold thing, we don't do the being on hold thing, and then they hang up and they have to call back. Yeah, I've heard about that happening.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's awful.
That's horrible customer service.
It's a thing we don't need anymore. We have many technologies to work around it.
Yep.
We have the callback thing. We have the other thing. We have, like, there could be, if you don't have that technology in your workplace, it could be a recorded message saying, rather than wait on hold, email this thing, we'll call you back when you get to the queue. Whatever, text this number. There's a million ways around it. We should never have to wait on hold ever again. And the government services, they should be leading the way on this. Government should always have the best everything, but they don't. Their online services are the worst. Everything they do is the worst. That's why I refuse to vote for any politician ever until their primary goal is fix the internet and their phone call stuff.
You know what?
But they're on hold stuff. There's no way around it. You're just on hold for an eternity to Centrelink or whatever.
Centrelink is the worst of them all, and everyone knows it.
Yeah.
And even they will say, instead of waiting on hold for us, you could go onto mygov.com.au and do this, blah, 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 blah. And
I think they got rid of that because I was on hold with them a couple of days ago.
So I have previously, when we'd had to talk about like family tax and all of that stuff with change of care arrangements, I remember having to go into Centrelink and they go, have you gone online? You can do all... Like, they literally have people on the phones or in person to tell you to go online to resolve your issue. But
they're not now because their online shit is worse than ever.
Yeah.
And right now, like, their reporting thing, because I got to report every month because I'm a poor person.
Yep.
And every month I go in there.
Yeah.
Every fortnight, go on there, do the thing, and it was fine. And now they've updated everything, doesn't work anymore.
Oh, and
So
then you got to
now I
wait
have
on
to-
hold. Oh.
Yeah, and because it's not working for even more people, so you got to wait and hold for even longer. And they don't have a little button that says, "Do you want us to call you back?"
And you know,
Press pound
businesses,
and then hang up.
businesses see that as an opportunity to fix it immediately. If that happens, so I won't go into too much detail, obviously, because it's an online thing. But I work in calls, so it's inbound calls and outbound. I used to be in a call center, so waiting on hold. Yes, it's an inconvenience, but when your staff are that busy, it's not always an option to call back. I remember if I had to put someone on hold to action something, and it's so much easier just to sit there without the awkward silence and do that. You just go, I'm just going to pop you on hold for a minute and focus on do this.
Yeah.
You just smash it out, go back. Yes, that's done. This is that. A lot of the people you're like, I'm just going to pop you on hold. Can you just call me back when it's done? No, because the second that I lose you, I'm going to get dropped in another call.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to complete it
Yeah,
for
but that's
you.
because you don't tie up the line or whatever, or say, I'm dealing with this customer, I won't pick up the phone.
See, but
Like, you don't have that.
But
option.
even, and it might be a workplace thing.
Yeah.
Your workplace won't allow those outbound calls.
Yeah, but and the thing, that's the problem with your work. And you could have the
Yeah.
button, call me back button.
Yeah.
And it doesn't call them back. It just, they're still on.
Priority.
Hold.
That's your customer that you're working
Yeah,
with.
they're still in the queue there. And it's, you're still going to spend the same amount of phone time talking to the person.
Yeah.
Although, if they get distracted and go and do a thing,
That's the issue.
that's fine. Then they
And
lose
you're
their
gonna
spot.
they're
That's
gonna
their
do
fault.
that anyway
That's
if-
their fault. If they missed the call because they were pooping or whatever, shouldn't have pooped while you were on hold. Even though you weren't hearing the hold music, you're still on hold.
Look, it's this day and age, and businesses should have an online platform that works every time. You should have a system that has an online chat or a functionality that will be able to resolve issues easily.
Yeah.
If you don't, you need to spend the cash and invest and do that.
Yeah.
And you need to, like, people don't like picking up the phone,
No.
right? So for a collections team, you're going to have people being like, okay, well, I want to get this debt from someone. People don't pick up the phone. How are you going to get in touch? You send them an email, didn't get the email, went to junk. Okay, that didn't work. Try this way, doesn't work. Can't call them, can't text them, can't do this, can't do that, don't have time to do anything. Given an online thing fixes the whole issue.
Yeah,
but it
online
has
things
to
are nice.
work.
But then you can't contact them with an online thing.
You can.
No, just pop up on their computer.
Oh, no. You can't to them, but you give them, let's say, a text message with a link that allows a schedule, or
Yeah.
you'd have the capabilities to do it that way.
Yeah. Yep.
But no one's doing it.
I do like dealing with people in there.
Yeah.
I can't remember who I dealt with lately. They're really good and quick and online.
I heard
Did it.
Coles is very good.
Oh, Coles, when it comes to refunds and stuff,
Yeah.
it's so quick and easy. Just bam.
Yeah.
Oh, but doing a refund with KFC, not going to happen. They missed my popcorn chicken the other week.
Bastards.
And I'm like, whatever. And sent through the request on the app. Figured, yeah, it's all through the app. Surely, just like every other app, you just get a refund.
Yeah.
No, a couple of days later, get an email. Oh, here's like a $5 credit for next time you're in store. But no, that's not good enough. I'm trying to put through the complaint again. I'm not having a
Yeah.
$5 credit for when I go into the store. You can't even use it through the app or whatever, so you have to go inside
Into the store.
I don't want to
You
go
burned that
inside.
bridge, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's you can't do that, and that's it. They do store credit because it brings you back to their business.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
whereas really you should always have the option for a refund.
Yeah.
God, we should be in charge of customer service.
Oh,
I'd be
absolutely.
so good at it.
Everywhere. And I think like good refunds is one of like the best customer service things. Like Officeworks, amazing refunds thing.
Oh, really?
Like, you got the receipt, you got the thing. Yeah, cool. Whatever. Yeah, have your money back
Because
or swap it
why?
or whatever. Yeah. Thing is, like when you're fighting against those refunds,
Yep.
you're just gonna make the customer angry. Like who cares? Who cares if they're trying to scam and like
Yeah.
whatever? It doesn't matter. Just give them their money back. Get them out of the store.
We still have the item.
Yeah, because they'll
Whatever.
make a scene.
And
So
not even that. Yeah, why make it a bad experience? Like, hey, I came in, I'm really disappointed, I bought this thing, it doesn't work, I'm already annoyed. No, you can't have a refund.
Yeah.
Like, piss off.
Just do the refund. Everyone's happy.
So, again, without going into too much detail, usually I do work with collections, right?
Yeah.
At the moment, I'm working through collections. I was doing something else in a certain thing, but I'm doing collections.
Yeah.
Over the Christmas break, I wasn't allowed to do collection calls. We're not allowed to ask for debts. So we looked at people who had credits on their accounts. And since all the breaches through like all these businesses, people are freaking out. When you call someone and offer them a refund, they're like, are you kidding me?
Right.
Yeah, right. No one, and I've gotten contact from like so many things that I like, you know, internet provider, this person, that person, whatever. I've gotten contact from all of these people to say, we will never offer you a refund by just cold calling.
Yeah.
Because it's a scam. It's that technique where they go, oh my God, I accidentally put an extra zero. Like you go online and you watch like Jim Browning videos and it's all just like watching that over and over and over.
Yeah.
And now I had to do that.
Yeah.
And it's wild. I did manage to get a few people, but even just doing it because of the fact that it's a scam that happens, I felt really scummy, not like warning people that this happens.
Yeah.
Yuck.
We are wildly off topic right now. We are talking about being on hold. It's a problem. We shouldn't be on hold anymore. One other good customer service thing. Everyone's going to think we work for Coles. We should. Coles is the best.
Yeah.
One time, I always do home delivery because no one don't go into shops, waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
But I accidentally clicked on the wrong address, sent it to my old house.
Oh.
So the guy calls me, and this is before a lot of the scams and stuff. He goes, what's your address? Then, without even thinking, this. Just told him. Anyway, it's like, I think you put the wrong address on the thing. I'm like, oh, yeah, sorry about that. It's over here and whatever. And he's like, it's okay. I'll come and bring it to you. Like,
oh my God.
That's way outside of that
that's
jurisdiction and everything.
A while away.
So I told him, just text me when you get here. Don't bother bringing it up the stairs. I'll come down to you. You don't have to carry anything upstairs. And then I wrote the Coles nice emails. I don't like saying so much for doing this.
That's
beyond, like he should have just gone, well, you're in the wrong area. Sorry. And
I'll bring it back to store. You can do a pickup. Yeah.
That's super appreciated that. That was amazing.
That's incredible service. Yeah. Hey, that's a Coles bonus. I am absolutely advocating for Coles now.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck Woolies.
Yeah. All right, we gone way too off tangents.
Okay, I'm sorry. Customer service is a big deal for me.
Being on hold, the worst. We don't need it in our lives anymore. Buy Hungaries.
Wait.
What is your other problems? Okay, so weddings and being on hold. What were your mountains?
Coughs. Coughs and extremists.
Yeah, okay, excellent. Bye, Hungaries.
Where that's.
Oh, dear.
Fucking tangent, Kevin. What a mess.